Hello, everyone.
Hi
Welcome.
guys.
Welcome. So glad to have you. Welcome to episode. Let me mute myself. Oh Lord, I'm coming from three directions. Welcome to episode 6 of Wish We Weren't Here. Our terrible, horrible, no good, very bad road trip. Save reality. So we are down a cast member for probably about the first 15, 20 minutes. Leland will be joining us shortly. Till then, we'll introduce everyone else and we will ask them our most excellent question tonight, which I absolutely had on my mind until I said that. Now I've forgotten it. It was a good one, too. It was about dice. I remember. The question for tonight is if you could buy the perfect set of fancy dice to represent the character you're playing now, what do they look like? Okay, so let's go ahead and start with. Oh, wait, no, there's one more thing I'm supposed to say before we start, which is that our zine is coming out. Girls Run These Worlds has Girls Write These Worlds, the zine, and it will be dropping this Thursday. So do make sure you check that out on the itch.io page. Uh, there will be a link that'll drop somewhere in here. Someone has the link for the itch page. But now I, Arnica, your GM, she, her, will introduce my cast. Let's go ahead and start with Shears.
Shit, I was muted. Hi everyone. My name is Bloodthread Shears, Shears for short. My pronouns are they them. I'm playing Melanie Kurt and trying not to panic. Uh in regards to the dice, I've seen porcelain dice with inlay in it. Melanie likes vintage. She has like a bungalow from the 1920s. So vintage stuff is her jam. If she can find something that has like something that it has like inlay in it with like some porcelain, would she roll with it? It depends.
All right, awesome. I love it. I have seen, I'm trying to remember who the name of the dice maker who does those fantastic ceramic dice. I'm gonna tag you on them and I will tag you in them on Twitter. They're
Yes.
beautiful. All right, let's jump to Knox. Hi, Knox.
Hi. Hi everyone. I'm Nox, she, her, and totally forgot. I'm Pi, Nakoni, and Dice. Cool. Sorry, my cat short circuited my brain. I think some really cool dice with pine needles inside. Like I just think it would be cool. Like I saw somebody put pickle juice in a dice. Like I'm pretty sure you could put like pine needles. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure you could put pine needles in resin and, just something very earthy feeling. Um it with the numbers like scratched in to the die, like etched in, but it looks like someone scratched it in. I think that'd be very pie.
Those sound so cute. And absolutely, inclusions like natural things like little pine cones and pine needles, so easy. Also, pickle juice. What the fuck? Ugh, ugh, no.
I will
Oh,
send you the tweet.
no, don't send
It's
me no tweet about
the
no fucking pickles. I hate a pickle so much.
I do
Fuck a pickle
too, but it's
Rick.
like the liquid. It's a liquid core of pickle juice, and there's dill in the dyes. I hate pickles. I hated this so much, but I'm also kind of impressed.
I live in a darker world now than I did 2 minutes ago. Rosie,
So sorry
save
to
me.
darken your world.
People in my house are falling out. Just know this. They are just losing their shit right now, listening to me freak out about pickle dice. Rosie, save me from these dice.
I mean, it's worth panicking about. Those are awful. The video does not do the idea justice. Um, I'm Rosie. Today I will be playing Melody Hersbook, human. She is a geologist by trade, so I think her absolute fancy set of dice would be a variegated labradorite and hematite. So you get that kind of flash off labradorite and that kind of glossy hematite stone. with gold inlay for the numbers. I think it would be very
Ooh.
pretty.
I just want y'all to know that I do happen to know so far I know a shop where every single one of y'all can get your dice. I know where you get gemstone dice, particularly a shop that has labradorite. I know
Yes.
where you get a set of resin with inclusions that are natural, including one with little pine cones. I know where you get a set of ceramic dice. This is so excellent. I follow so many dice makers. I will tag each and every one of y'all in your own dice maker thing tonight. That's what I'm gonna do on break. Julie, let's see if I can go 4 for 4. What you got? Introduce yourself. Tell me about your dice.
I'm pretty sure you can. Hi, everybody. My name is Julie or Julie CL. Today, I am going to be playing Benicio or Benny Aguilar, former Lost Boy, current pirate. And I think the perfect set of dice to represent Benny, I think they definitely want to have like wooden floorboards of a pirate ship patterning, like kind of like a lightish brown, like weathered wood look to it. Maybe the one can be an anchor or something like that. But I think the thing that would make it really Benny is if it's like hollowed out on the inside, but there's like a tiny little like marble or something on the inside. So when people ask what's going on in Benny's head, I can like shake it and you can hear rattling.
That's hilarious. I do. I know where to get those too. I know where to get a set of really cute, solid wooden dice that could be done with an anchor. That's fantastic. I absolutely I follow a lot of dice merchants. It's great. So now that y'all have me all warmed up and in a good and jolly mood, this is going to be great. Let's go ahead. This will totally stay jolly and upbeat. Nothing will go wrong. You ready?
I don't know if we are.
Jurassic Park playing in my head.
Never been
Oh,
more ready.
I just, rem- I just remember last
Adding
we
that to the
left, Kai is
playlist.
just like this. Kai's just like this being carried,
Oh, that's
I
right.
know, baby,
trying
that
not to
human
get
shield
pecked
is
at
you.
by a bird.
So the last time we saw everybody, they were they wished they were someplace as comfortable as between a rock and a hard place. They had just crossed the long walk, that very narrow strip between the mermaids' kingdom, not friendly mermaids, man eating sheebies. They had just seen the largest fucking beast to ever, like, as a human being, unless they have gone on a whale watching tour and have seen a blue whale, they have never seen anything this size ever. And it's attacking the pirate armada. But that means it's distracted. And there is a windy bird in the sky. It's tracking them. Well, right now it's deeply uninterested in the log that just mysteriously floated by on its back on dry land. It's not smart enough to realize human beings are carrying poor pie. Poor pie, the human shield, who's not even human. Just Operation Red Shirt. Operation Bark. Why? Why'd y'all do that to my girl? But you did make it safely to the edge of the jungle. You are no longer, you know, exposed to the windy bird, this pterodactyl harpy thing that thankfully is not as smart as it is big, because y'all would be in trouble if it was big. Do y'all know what a Quetzalcoatlus is? So, for those of you in chat who may not know, Quetzalcoatlus was the largest flying pterosaur. It was roughly the size of a giraffe when it stood. With its feet on the ground, its head was a little bit bigger than a giraffe. This thing managed to, like, push up, jump itself off the ground hard enough that it could get altitude to flap wings big enough to lift a giraffe sized body. Keep all that in mind as you're imagining what is circling overhead, very carefully watching you. What is a flying dinosaur the size of a giraffe eat? Why, it eats baby dinosaurs. It lands and eats chicks. like a hell hair and it just spears them from above. Keep all this in mind as we walk through the jungle. All right, so definitely don't be worried about the thing overhead. The good news is you are now under tree cover. As long as you are under tree cover, there is no space for the windy bird. It can't come at you from above. That you're under tree cover. I was just thinking about the leaves,
God damn it.
and then I saw y'all laughing.
Why is it always me?
Poor
Well,
pie.
so I'm fine. I'm fine.
You ever see a
I'm,
tree cry? It's not even tears, it's just
Oh
sap.
oh
no.
no, weeping willows.
That was your fault, Arnica.
Yeah.
Put it on the
No, I'm
counter.
not
That was
saying
your
you did.
doing.
You have to counter it. So the jungle is dark. It is thick. The plants, you do not recognize them. This is not like Wonderland where you kind of recognized it, but it was weird colors, weird shapes. Nothing on this island has grown on human Earth in at least 13 million years. You don't fucking recognize these plants. Some of them are dangerous, most of them are not. But the danger is what they are hiding. There is noise constantly from the underbrush. Much of it is very, very large noise. Things moving that are at least the size of hippos. Start there and work your way up. Some of the things, though, sound small and fast. You're in the woods. What you want to do?
Put pie down.
Yep.
I,
Yep.
I would do that, yeah.
We definitely let Pi down. I say, here you go. You are among the trees.
I'm gonna go hug a tree.
Uh, Hey, take your time. Yep.
Take me with you. Just let me stay here. I don't want to do this anymore. Please just let me be with you. I want to stay here. I don't want to be. I
I
don't want to go out.
Hey, look, I really respect the fact that you don't want to be here. I'm very sorry about that. If we stay still for too long, we are probably at a greater risk of being in danger. So it's actually probably best if we keep a brisk pace.
She's gonna like hug the tree a little tighter and like pat it on the back and go, "Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I hate you, man."
Just let that one run off of me. All right, so um, take out my Captain Hook's hook sword. Just kind of like on guard, very carefully, ready to cut through any brush as needed. And I'm like, okay, where do we go?
All right. So that is a great question. What you guys will notice as you look around the area is that one, there is a noticeable incline. You can tell that one direction is very definitively up and one direction is down, and down leads back to the water and back to the beach. So, really, your only option is up. If you look around a little bit closer, you'll also notice that there is a path. You wouldn't think there would be. This seems like literally the last place anyone should be, but there is a small, fairly fresh path that looks like it's only been used a couple months, but still there's a couple months of maybe one or two people that have gone up and down this caldera.
All right. Well, only way is up. So let's do that. But just keep in mind, the higher up we are, the more vulnerable we are to our giant pterodactyl friend. So keep in the tree cover as much as possible. Just make sure that there is something in between you and the sky as much as possible.
Why does the tree have to keep giving you cover?
It doesn't have to be you. We're surrounded by trees, right? If anything, you're the safest of us because you're not going to get eaten.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay. That's good. And the dog's not here.
And the dog's not
Dog's
here.
not
See,
here.
you are in the perfect place. We are in trouble. You are not.
I am surrounded by trees. I am surrounded by friends. And you. I'm surrounded.
Surrounded by friends and you, okay?
Oh, you're in the wrong
Ty's
spot.
just done.
You.
Okay.
Ty's just
Come
done
on,
at this
come on,
point.
Ty.
She just wants to go home. She's like, why'd you do this to me?
At that
Oh,
point, Melanie did manage to like back when like she like changed out of her clothes to like the dress. She kept a bag, and it is like the fountain pen, the book, and a taser that she had grabbed before, like when the boy told her to run. She just pulls that out and double checks everything. Safety first.
I don't
I
want to know
fully
what that
support.
is. Do I want to know what that is?
Nope, it's all right, Pat. Come on, let's just go.
Okay.
Oh, it's
I
for
was gonna
protection.
already. Can it hurt trees?
Nope,
Oh, okay. We'll get then.
it'll hurt that thing.
Okay.
Will it? And she just like checks the voltage. Um, 50,000 volts. Yeah.
What
Hope we don't have
is?
to test that.
Wait,
What's
what?
a volt?
All right, so that's a new thing that I haven't seen before. What is that box?
It's for protection. And she quickly goes over like using electricity to protect herself.
Wow. Okay, that's very handy. It's a weapon you don't need to have crazy strength or anything for. That's very smart.
Oh. Well, it was. I also have hat pins from 1890s.
To
Now,
stab with?
Well, they were pretty
Oh, well, that's nice.
and to
I
stab.
appreciate a good hat pin stabbing. Quick question, Shears. Now, did Melanie simply explain how a taser works, or at any point did you click your box?
She very briefly, for Benny's benefit, explains what a taser does. Um,
But are
and
you
just
clicking
says,
it?
But you
"Oh
didn't
wait,
turn it on and deploy an
not yet.
article
She's
like
just
already?
checking it."
Okay.
It's
I've
like,
worked with a taser. I know how to use those things. Okay.
I
and it's
mean,
like big noise.
I'm
Uh-oh.
going to check. I'm not I am going to check because if at any point you had turned it on, I was absolutely going to make you roll to see if anything had heard the click 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 click
The
click click.
the minute you asked, I immediately was like, oh no.
So,
I thought she was checking it. If she was taking off the safety, I would have mentioned.
There's a safety on tasers?
Yes.
yeah.
I've never held it. Okay, I'm gonna
Here's
mute.
the thing. While it is technically considered a less than lethal weapon, at that voltage, it is absolutely a lethal weapon, should be treated as such at all times, and the safety should be on in just like a gun. Are you getting ready to actively try to kill someone to save your own life? Then the safety should be on. If the safety's off, you better be trying to kill something on purpose.
I know safeties had tasers. I know tasers had safeties. You learn something new every day.
The more you know.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
80 star. All right. So you guys are making your way up this fresh track, and as you wander through the darkness, there is there's still the obvious movement. Something is not it doesn't sound like it's tracking you because you can hear it. It's not being quiet enough to be tracking you. But there's something large kind of keeping pace with you guys. Maybe it's interested in you, maybe it just so happens to be moving in the same direction. Um and off to the other side of you, there is no sound at all. And every so often there's a flicker of, it's not light. It's definitely some motion. It's high in the trees, not too high to be out of your peripheral, not low enough to be something that's moving on ground level. Something is moving in the air between the trees. You absolutely cannot see what it is. There's no anything except for a sense that something is moving.
Something small, I take it.
Smaller than you.
Hmm. All right. I mean, I, Julie, have theories, but would Benny know what this is?
You are muted.
Muted.
You're muted. And that's okay because it looks like it
Screen
looks
haunted.
like Leland is ready to join us. So let's go ahead. Let's take a real quick break for just 3 or 4 minutes. Let's get Leland in here, catch him up, and then we'll continue. All right, so everyone, we will be back in just a second. everybody. So, all right, there we are. We're back on my screen. Kind of. My screen's taking a minute, but we're there nonetheless. We have returned. We got Leland with us. Leland is
I didn't get
playing
lost this time.
Red. Did not get lost. Y'all thought Red was lost again, didn't you?
Haha,
You
surprise.
did.
I did this
Surprise,
on purpose.
motherfuckers. Red's here. Uh, I have a peanut gallery and they're making me laugh. So let's go ahead and Leland, do you want to do your intro real quick?
Oh, hi. I am Leland / Leopold the Just on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and such. Well, maybe I'm not on TikTok anymore. I'm not sure. Um, anyway, I am playing Rhett. I forgot his last name. Whatever, not relevant. Um, and he is a snobby, rich, posh British kid who has been disowned by his family and is now apparently responsible for saving all of fictional reality or reality in general. I don't know at this point. It's all kind of convoluted with this whole void thing. It's scary void stuff. Gotta fight
It's
it.
fine. Look,
I'm
you
just
need some responsibility in your life. I'm here to help you grow.
exactly, exactly.
So, so there's something moving in the trees and something large moving in the trees on the other side. What y'all want to do?
Do I still
Uh,
have the big knife that Bonet gave me?
You sure do.
Okay, that is out.
so this seems like a great time to introduce the magic system of Good Strong Hands, which we were just talking about. So the way it works, for anyone curious about trying this system, is that you can use your heart stat to make a roll corresponding to that of another stat, depending on the type of magic you cast. So I think Benny is going to like crouch down, just indicate for everyone to like stay low, stay where they are, don't make any sudden moves. All right, you guys like me are humans, but I've been at this for a while. I'm not talking to you, Pi. I'm sure you know all about this. But when we are at the cross sections of these worlds that are intrinsically more magical than our Earth, sometimes we can tap into some of it. You kind of have to focus, usually, kind of like comes out from like the center of you, and sometimes you can just make stuff happen. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to under the plant minor magic, I can create a whirlwind of flower petals to distract a target. So with the teaching that I potentially got from the fairies, I want to create a little whirlwind of flower petals off to the side, closer to the smaller thing, to try and see if it's a friend of ours.
Okay. So absolutely. Why don't you go ahead, give me a roll. This is you've been in Wonderland for a while. It's not too hard. You just have to hit 1 4.
Okay, I got a 2, a 3, and a 5.
All right. You got a 5, so you have absolutely succeeded in this. Why don't you describe for me what it looks like?
All right, so Benny, sword in right hand held backwards, with his left hand holding forward. He kind of takes a deep inhale, and on the exhale, he like swishes his hand, and then a concurrent whirlwind appears about 20 feet away, just creating like a little bit of breeze in the petals. All of you should learn how to do this as well.
All
Um,
right.
All right.
Melanie's just like slack
That was
jaw
pretty
and
good job.
blushing, like, uh,
was that
what,
just a coincidence? Is that some sort of
No,
weather occurrence here?
no, Brett, it's magic.
Oh, um,
Just
Yeah, Brett, it's magic.
kind of gotta, just and then
maybe you could magically learn that my name is Rhett with an
oh, sorry about
R.
that. Sorry about that. Won't happen again.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
So, this whirlwind, this small little dust devil of breath and magic and flowers. As it spins across the ground, it gets a little bit bigger. It's not overwhelmingly big, it's not dangerous, but it's about the size of y'all. It's about 6.5 feet tall. It's not too wide. It's just big enough that it should dump into anything solid. You know, the flower should stick to it, leave an outline. You should have an idea of what is there. Instead, what happens is there's a sound. It's a very soft, velvety kind of sound. It's very quiet. It sounds frustrated. And you see that the flowers, it looks like they've done their job. It looks like they have hit the outlines of something. But it's real hard to describe. It's a shadow, y'all. There is a shadow keeping pace with you. Benny, you absolutely recognize this shadow. Which, now that you think about it, it's weird as fuck that you recognize this shadow, because as long as you've been in Neverland, the pan's had a shadow. Like, everybody knows, he even lost it. He left it in a drawer. So if Hook is Pan's shadow, what is that thing?
Oh shit. Oh, I thought a fairy was saying hi to us, but this might be bad.
What is it?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It shouldn't be there.
Oh no.
Should we run?
Uh,
Oh no.
most things don't make sense in this place.
No, no,
Yeah, but
like,
if it's I think it is, then we are in a lot of trouble.
That's fair. Oh, that's
wait, hold on. Hook and Pan, Hook even told us about it. They're supposed to be shadows of each other, but that thing is an additional one. Does that mean they're not actually? Who's who's Hook? Who's Pan? Just kind of very cautiously start backing away, but keeping myself between the party and it.
This black shape in the air, this void silhouette cutout of a child, kind of hangs itself upside down. You see it twisting. It's looking at you very curiously. But it is very much the curiosity of a large, large predator that's not wondering if, but when. And it watches you back away off the path.
Can Pie grab Penny
I sure,
Are you
yeah, why
grabbing
not?
Benny for safety, or like to protect you, or to grab Benny? Or I mean, or
to
to protect Benny? What is this grab?
to protect Benny? Like at this point, like I think she can kind of tell, because if it's what Pie thinks it is, then she's very much like hyper vigilant right now and just like, no, no, we're not doing
We'll be
this.
safe. We'll be
I saw this
safer
go down in
when we're not in
Wonderland.
the open. Why are you pulling me back onto the path? We'll be safer when we're not in the open.
So that is a good point. You
You said
guys
tree
have
cover.
two options right now. You can try to book it along the path, which you know is at least some kind of moderately safe. Someone has been able to use it reliably enough to make a path, but you are being watched and you do not know how the shadow of the pan will react next. Or you can try to make a break for it away from the shadow of the pan, but that will require leaving the safety of the path and heading into the trees.
well, I don't very well recommend we take on something like this head on. Why shouldn't we just hide?
Yeah, Pi, why won't you let us go there?
Somebody's used this path enough times.
Okay.
How
So that
many
I
how many of you?
understand, are you pulling them away from the trees back onto the path, or are you pulling them back further into the trees away from the path? Which direction are you pulling the party?
I feel
You're going
like
to be the
Pie
one
is
to
just like
decide.
these people get lost too easily to be in trees.
That's
That's
fair.
fair, honestly. It's a valid
Like
concern.
honestly, that's like Pie's thing is they get lost too easily, and at least we know the path is stable. And Benny is the only one here from Neverland who can realistically get through Neverland Forest without getting lost. And if we're running, then there's no hope for the other humans. Pi will be fine, but there's no hope for the other humans if we get off of this path into unfamiliar woods. And Melanie's got something with trees, so that's probably not a good idea. So she's pulling them like in the path, but very much like covering them like it's still tree cover.
Oh my god.
Oh.
All right. Melanie, Melody, Rhett, it seems like
Mhm.
we're staying on the path. So, uh, meta wise, I'm going to be using my, uh, what's it called? Leading others specialty and say,
Mm.
okay, all of you, focus, protection. Try to put up a wall between us and it. Maybe we'll be able to make a shield which will buy us some time until we can get away.
Why don't
Okay?
we try? Could we try turning ourselves invisible then, if we have magic powers?
Oh, I don't know that one. Maybe you can figure it out, but I don't know that one.
Oh.
Wait.
No, I just don't know how this works. Then I don't think.
I I think I might have an idea. I think I understand what you're saying, and I can probably combine a couple of ideas.
After you.
And you said how does the magic work? I know I was here as a child, but my memory is spotty.
Uh, it starts deep in the pit of yourself. It's that spark that always wants to get released that we try to hold back, especially as we come into adulthood. You have to feel that and make it manifest.
Melanie takes a moment, holds on to the pendant, thinks about all the times she's tried to like write a story, e- either as like fan fiction when she was first starting out, or writing challenges for charity, and then like finding that spark to write her book series, and also like the tools that her therapist gave her, and saying like, this is what you need, this is what you can do, and this is what you can imagine. She imagines her mind like a house with over 1,000 doors. Some are locked, some aren't. And in order to open every single door, you have to find the right door to open. But since everything is the same, it's going to take a while. And she's going to try and use that bit of spark and creativity to protect the group. Now, I don't know if this is going to work. Um,
We'll find out together. Let's.
Yalla. All right. So this would be heart.
Okay,
Yes.
tell me
Okay.
what. Yeah, you're gonna for magic. You roll with heart. Tell me what it is that you're. Let's get a sharp description of what it is you're trying to do, so I know what's set for your target.
Melanie is going to use the idea of many doors to distract the shadow,
Okay.
and if it goes into the wrong door, that door will close and lock behind.
Okay. Here's what I can tell you. You're going to need 1 5. 1 5 will let you summon the doors. 2 5s will let the doors open and shut, but you're going to have to roll 2 6s for any of those doors to lock.
Can hype in the chat.
Y'all,
I have shitty
just
rolls.
drum roll,
I have
Hey, hold
hands
on.
up.
shitty rolls.
Don't roll yet. Don't roll yet. I am going to use the power of belief and spend one spirit to inspire uh, their character and make their next trait check with an additional die. If my heart is 3 or 4, they gain 2 additional die, and I have a 3 heart. So you get
Boom.
2 additional die to your roll.
How many are you rolling?
Go rat.
4 D6.
I notice you doing some concentrating, and I'm like, whatever you're doing, you're a writer. Think about all the worlds you can generate. Just the spark of a thought. You got this.
All right.
Finally
So
got to use that shit.
I have a 6, a 2, a 2, and a 3.
Okay. So that 6 will count as 1 5. So what you're going to be able to do is no, you know what? 6 is technically supposed to be a success with a boon. So I'm going to say that it counts as 2 5s.
Oh
You
my god.
can you can summon the doors and the doors can be opened, but the doors will not lock. They can be opened from both sides. That's the best you can do. So why don't you describe to me what it looks like in the woods as Melanie finds something in her that she has not touched in decades, that she did not remember was there.
She closes her eyes, holds on to the pendant, and she doesn't realize she's doing that. She'll quietly say, I want to tell you a story of a house with 1,000 doors. And as she's saying it, the woods on either side turn into doorways. And as she talks about the doors, you hear the wood uh, smack and create this door from the branches and from the leaves. And and she says, in this house, 1,000 doors open, 1,000 doors can close, depending on the choice that you make. The right one leads you home, the wrong one makes you stay. And one of them leads to someone you've always yearned for. Another leads you to a place that you fear. One is relative comfort, the other is unimaginable agony, and one no one knows about. And as she describes each and every door, she walks past each door and like knocks, like each and every single one as she passes them. And as she knocks, the door handle twists and opens, and you hear and each and every door is similar to a door that she has either created, commissioned art for, or has experienced growing up. And some look like from the dark recesses of her mind and what it was taken. Some made of oak, some made of maple, and some made of pines. And she doesn't realize she's doing that. And she goes up to the shadow and says, "In this house of 1,000 doors, what is the door that you choose? Where would you like to go?
You were
You're
doing
welcome to
so
try."
good. You were doing so good. I was with you all the way till you went up to that shadow. Woo! So how close did you get to that shadow,
Ah!
Melanie?
Only 2 steps, like 2 steps
Okay.
forward ahead of the group. That's it.
Okay.
Oh, why
close
did you leave the
enough.
tree
So
cover?
let's
Yep,
I'm
that's
still
me.
gonna
Giving
make
heart attacks.
I'm still gonna make you roll for that though, because that's 2 steps too close. So I'm
Ooh.
gonna want you to roll your body, please. You are going to need to hit a 5. You only need 1 5, but you're gonna need to hit a 5.
That's cocked.
It's scaring us.
That's a 2.
Okay.
You had to
So
say something, Julie. You had to say something.
What did I say?
You're swearing at me.
so
Julie didn't have you walk close.
I didn't even roll that die.
here's what happens. As you are speaking, as you are telling your story, and these doors are materializing out of the floor, out of the woods, out of the air around you, the shadow is definitely distracted. It is far more focused on the doors because this is clever boots. This is not what's supposed to be happening. The shadow is actively trying to avoid them. It does not want to be touched by them as they are appearing and fading. You're doing your best. You like the fact that you're making them is spectacular, but no one has ever shown grown up you how to do magic. You may have known how to do it as a kid, but like if you did, you're pulling it out of the very recesses of your childhood memories, and you can't hold it for long, just enough that they're there and gone, and they're there and gone, but they're hurting it away from you. They're opening and shutting, and you just get a little overconfident. Maybe you're distracted by the doors yourself, but you start to move forward with them, and no one notices until you are a couple steps too far off the path and one of the doors materializes in the wrong place. Um, there is nothing between you and the shadow, and it whips around. It locks, I would say it locks eyes with you, but there is no face. There are no eyes. This is a perfectly black silhouette. This is a velvety nothing, a Buatee's void in the shape of a boy. And the sound it makes in your head is not a child's voice. It's not Hook's voice. You recognize the voice that's echoing in just your ears, behind your eyes, making your teeth ache, as the thing under your bed, as it says, "Hello again, darling." The doors begin to flicker, they're wavering around you. But now You are trapped in them as well. There is a circle of doors. They have cut you off from the rest of your party. You can hear them vaguely right from behind the edges of a muffled, it's almost like the world is disassociating you as opposed to you disassociating from the world. There is a cottony effect to the air. You can hear Benny hollering your name, Rhett, Melody. You can hear Pie's branches rustling, but all of it from a far distance as this thing twists like sinuous smoke in the air and looms closer to you as the doors close in around you. It sing songs your name again. Melanie. Hi.
No.
How strong was your no? Roll your heart again for me one more time.
So that's 2 dice, right?
Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. I need to check my dice. Heart is okay. Going for my murder dice.
I could seriously spend another spirit and give you.
No, you can't.
I can't.
Wait, 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 wait. Hold on, hold on. Okay, I have that in check. I have tenacious in case if I fuck up.
Okay.
I should have used it before, but drama. I'm going to use tenacious.
Okay,
to-
well, you tell Chad how Tenacious works.
Okay, so tenacious is basically you spend one spirit to re-roll a trait check you just failed.
Ooh, okay.
In this case, I'm notorious for really shit rolls. Three and a one.
Okay. So this is what happens. Your no is it wavers right at the end. And for a second, a steel door appears between you and the shadow. Your no puts this security safe door between you and it, but you can see the cogwheel of this thing start to turn. Like it's just, and you know at the slow click of it that it's toying with you, that your steel door means nothing. And at any point, it could have just shoved it apart. It doesn't want to. It's playing as it clicks the locks open.
Again,
But,
she's going to say no. And another door slams in front, and she will continue to say no. And another one, and another one, and another one. The House of the Thousand Doors was a way for her to cope when people didn't believe her, when she was found from the forest. It was a way for her to compartmentalize the trauma of being bullied. It was the way that she allowed herself to store every bit of story within her and to protect herself. And she continues with as much force and pulls out the pen that she stabbed the void with and will continue to say no
all right.
as every single door that circles around her closes, locks, passes through her, tries to get it to pass through her and to circle the shadow.
So, as you are throwing down these steel safe doors with your nose, they are one thing they are successfully doing is they are creating space between you and the shadow where there was none before. And that space is moving you, not the shadow. It is giving you a step back every time. You are now within arm's reach of your party. Melanie is busy. She does not have the she ain't got it to spare to see where she is in relation to you guys. If someone would like to try to intervene and assist, now she is close enough to be assisted.
Got it.
Can Pi try to grab her and cover her?
Melanie, you good with being snatched up and I am Grooted?
As soon as she doesn't know where she's going, but as she's doing it, she's like basically holding the pen in front of her and then reaching out as if like hoping that somebody from the darkness behind her is going to reach out and take her hand.
Okay, Pi, tell me how you want to handle this.
Pi's just gonna see her like run forward and just kind of try to like grab her hand and swoop her up with the other branch, and just like she doesn't want to step off the path, but she's a 6 foot tree. Like I feel like she can lean. You know, she got that core strength. And she's gonna just lean forward to try and pick her up and swoop her back. I ripped my headphones out of my ears.
No, not your
Try
beautiful
to just.
headphones, your beautiful ears. All right. Oh, we're rolling hard tonight. You give me a body check, please.
Okay, so I rolled 3d6. Is that how it works?
Yeah. If
Not
your body
no.
score is
Okay.
3,
Roll 5d6.
haha, Rhett believes
Woo!
in you too. You believe in like a
Let's
Grab
motherfucker
her!
go!
tonight.
Grab her
Yo,
quickly,
Rhett,
quickly, tree. I,
Okay.
now I'm out of spirits.
3 and 5 for the first two. 3 and 2 for the second two. 6 for the last one.
okay. So, this is how it looks. You have a 5 and a 6. So not only have you done what you intended to do, but you have done it in a spectacular way. The good news is that it will absolutely succeed. The bad news is that it absolutely draws the attention of the void, which you know because a little piece of the void is looking at you right now. It very much does it. You are going to have to mark a shadow because it sees you. But tell us how you successfully managed to save Melanie without disrupting her spell and how you guys take off fucking running without being caught. Because y'all get all of
Uh,
that because of her
Pi
save.
is Pi is literally just gonna grab Melanie like minute she sees her, go like, nope, not today. Grab her like a football and just charge like
Yeah.
down the path. Like she knows everyone else is hauling behind her. She's
Oh.
like, okay, nope, we're not doing this. It just takes off.
Any
And before she
stragglers?
does,
Go
all
ahead.
those doors that were around the void, she just says, close. Close the door on them.
All right. So here's what it looks like. What is happening is that Pi has snatched Melanie up, tucked her underneath her arm, and her branches are spread protectively. Nay, one might say almost, because bless Pie's soft. She's soft wood, but almost aggressively as she charges up the path, wielding Melanie like a stink baby. Like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. But that gives Melanie free use to summon and finalize those doors. Those doors all snap shut. It's enough to break its eye line on y'all. And that's all you really needed. The eye line is broken. You guys book it up out of this dark, moonless area back onto the widest, safest parts of the path. And the trees are getting thinner as you make your way up towards the very lip of this blown off, empty, dead volcano.
Melanie is just shell shocked. The smell of pine isn't helping. And she's just like gripping the pen with for dear life. And looks at it like, oh, thank you, Dr. Chang. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I pulled you out of that.
What? In the tree. Click that, click that, click
Maybe
that.
Dr. Chang.
Melanie, I just saved your life, and you're thanking the pen? No. Wait, what?
God, humans
I-
are really
No,
Pie, you did such a good job.
please put me down.
Thank you, Melody. Oh my god. Okay, humans have magic now. Okay.
Wait,
Yeah, that's new.
And she's having like autistic panic right now, and she's just
That's
like,
new.
please put me down. I can explain. I'm sorry. Okay.
She's just gonna set Melanie down in front of her and look
okay,
at her like,
hi.
don't go away from the group.
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
What happened is you saved us.
And she just looks at Pie and just cautiously walks up to her. You saved my life. Thank you. And you're awesome.
You ever see a tree hyperventilate?
Did the leaves
Well, the
just
rest of
bristle to
us
get
helped
more?
a bit too, I must say.
No, let me explain. I remembered something, and I don't know what it was, but it was just like flashes. And Dr. Chang is my therapist. She was working with me about working through my trauma, and that was a way to do it. If someone tried to hurt me, or they said I was faking something, a door would come up. And another one, and another one, and it became this house of doors. And whenever something like that, and she just tries not to point in the direction, would try something, the door would go up. I'm remembering things. I don't know how or why, but like it's coming back, and some things are, some things aren't, but that's not important right now. Thank you. I'll be more careful. I'm sorry. And she just goes quiet.
You are okay, but you can never make fun of him for ever getting lost ever again.
Well, I was going to say what you did wasn't quite as bad as both times. I didn't stay on the road, so don't beat yourself up about it too much. Did you see any undead while you were there? Because I managed to.
There were no mirrors or fanny packs.
No fanny pack. Aha, aha. You still
And
have
she,
a sense of humor.
for the first
void has
time,
not
she
taken-
laughs.
The void has not taken your sense of humor from you, I see. That's good. That's a good sign.
What's a fanny pack?
And
Oh.
Melanie just points at the bag.
It's a belt pouch, but stylish.
Oh, I was going to
That
say it's like a
is
satchel, but
hideous.
worse.
I think that's more accurate.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
No
belt
offense,
pouch,
Brett.
but stylish.
Okay,
Fits
you
tight.
know
That
what?
is hideous.
Penny, y'all was wearing wearing zoot suits and spats the last time you walked around a city street. Me, you, everybody else, but you gonna have to lay off my good man, Fanny.
Yeah, he's just like walking
I
around like
know
the
what
Jets, like
I know what people wore in 1910. Nuh-uh, not you. Everyone else, but not you. I'm kidding. You can make fun of Rhett too.
Well, I'm, you know,
It means you're part
whatever,
of the team.
whatever makes you feel good, it's fine. Oh, my friend.
Okay. So before we all lose 10 minutes ragging on the fanny pack, because we will, even though we actually love it and it is a great idea, and it has so far been helpful because you keep a bunch of shit in it. So before we lose all that time having fun, let's let's go over where we are. You guys are on the very edge of the tree line, and you are at the lip of the caldera. Um, Rhett, you are actually right there towards the front. You've stepped forward with everyone else, and you are at the perfect angle to look down. And here is what you see. In the depths of the caldera, there is a long, like, curve of water. It looks like this entire part of the volcano has crumbled away and a lake of some kind, this spill of water falls down in a waterfall on the other side that you never saw into the ocean. There is, I'm just going to let y'all know because you don't even know, look for it. There is absolutely a tunnel that leads from the ocean into that. The croc comes in and out of the caldera through that space. There is a small white house. It's a child's playhouse. It's the kind of place you'd build out of leaves and little whitewash when you're a little boy and you think that a little girl who wants to go home really just wants to be mother in her own house. So it's the house that the first Pan built the first Wendy. It's the remains of it. It looks like someone's tried to put it back together. Someone tried to spruce it up. It looks kind of fancy because there are gold bars on the window. The door is locked with gold chains. And inside, very faintly, if you can listen, there is the sound of a child crying. And over it is circling the Windy Bird. So that's what y'all got. That's where you are. You're at the top of a caldera. There's a Wendy bird circling a house, and there is a body of water not too far from the house where the croc emerges in and out of the caldera.
I'm gonna look over to Melody and say, "Come up here, have a peek.
Yeah. All right.
Aren't you a geologist or something? Look at
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
This is
Igneous
fascinating."
formation. It's absolutely wonderful.
Yes. I thought you would enjoy this little
That
view
tunnel
before we.
certainly isn't natural. That had to be made by something, but this is. I'm certainly very excited, and she's already got like a sample bag. Just
I watch quite a
slowly
lot of
comes out.
I watch quite a lot of Discovery Channel, so I will say I am a bit interested in this topic myself. We might as well soak in a bit of beauty before we go to our certain demise. Am I right?
Yeah, no, this is a wonderful view before whatever we have to face.
Yes, death, most assuredly.
Oh yeah, probably. So yeah, this is the last thing I see before I go. I'm not too upset about that.
I know.
Surrounded by friends.
It's beautiful.
Take a nice deep breath. Not too deep because there might still be some volcanic fumes. Don't know how active this is, how
Oh,
old this is.
yes, good.
So maybe don't do that, but yeah, it's awfully pretty.
Puts his shirt over his face and then turns back and says, "Tree."
I have a name.
Birch. Is that it?
No.
I'm not a birch tree.
Okay, you get another breath for that
I
one.
s-
You get another Brett.
Whatever. Listen, is
I'm
everywhere as
nothing
beautiful
like
as
a
this?
birch tree. That is so offensive.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not a
I
tree
am a
expert.
pine.
Do you know what type of human I
I
am?
am a pine.
Well, okay. I apologies. I mean, sorry. My apologies. It's been a rough day.
You,
Um,
rude human, who has
no,
already asked about my weight and doesn't call me by my name.
I've got it.
You are the friend of the queen that I left behind. How?
Never. I was going to
I
ask you a
I
simple
believe that is a
question.
question we've all been asking.
What was your question, Brett?
My question was, is everywhere on this plane of existence this beautiful?
I've only been to Wonderland. Wonderland's really nice. I'd like to go back.
I
But
didn't know if you
Wonderland is very
traveled.
beautiful, and what I've seen of Neverland is also beautiful.
Can you not travel betwixt them
Brett,
all?
Betwixt the
there
best.
was a void.
Ugh, whatever. Maybe I'm not understanding the mechanics of this place as well as
Oh,
everyone else.
golly. So,
Maybe if you didn't keep
Uh,
getting lost, you would be.
while this is happening,
Never been great with directions.
I think I'm gonna look to the rest of the party and say, I feel like we can't ignore that, gesturing the house. Pie's already done a lot. Melody, I think you need a little bit of a break after all the most amazing display of first time magic I've ever seen. So let me see what's going on inside that house. If that's okay.
At that compliment, Melanie blushes, and just says, "I I've written too many horror stories and read too many horror stories to know crying in small house is no, no,
Well,
no,
maybe
nope."
we're not in a horror story. And I face the house. I'm gonna once
Mhm.
again do the whirlwind. I'm gonna do it. It was a vertical whirlwind before. This time it's horizontally above me, almost like a roof. And I'm going to use that as cover to book it towards the house as fast as I can.
Oh, there he goes.
Ah, he
all
thinks he's
right.
so cool, doesn't he?
I mean, he
Didn't
is.
I say for all of us to stay together?
Oh, you
That's
just
cool
did, didn't
enough
you?
that I'm not going to make you roll to cast that because you've already proven that you can cast it. And trust, I'm going to make you roll like a motherfucker as soon as you get to that house. So, why don't you describe how it is real quick as you make your way down the caldera with your party hissing your name behind you but unable to call you back?
Uh, so once again, I just pulled my hand back, just jutted forward to create this big whirlwind that I just book it directly underneath, running as fast as I can. And I'm just thinking in my head, there's got to be a reason. There's got to be a reason that all of this is happening. We've been all over Neverland. I've never been to this house. And I try to get in there.
Okay. So, as you skid up towards the house, you are coming in from the back. And so you the Windy Bird never notices you manage to scuffle up enough debris and stuff. I told you this thing is not smart. It's dangerous, but it's not smart. It's not suspicious of the big fluff of leaves and dirt, and it doesn't care. It doesn't eat leaves and dirt. So you make it to the safety of the eve of the house, and you can hear that the crying, you recognize that that is very definitively the pan inside the house. Um, and as you peek through the window, you can see that he has been in there a while, like at least as long as the blockade has been running, as long as the Neverland started faltering, when the captain started getting nervous and gathering all the pirates together. As soon as the void invaded, it captured the child. It's had the child locked here the entire time, and the void has been acting as the child's shadow and issuing orders that way. So, there's good news and there's bad news. The bad news is that you've got a lot of big enemies surrounding you, and the child is locked in the building. And even if you let it out, it's still a feral, unwell child thief. You could save it, but is that actually going to make things any better for anyone? What do you want to do?
Ooh, this is a moral dilemma. But what I think Benny would do,
Arnica.
What?
I think there is a part of Benny that hears Hook's voice in his head, that hears Bonet's voice in his head. All of these pirates that are like, you see an opportunity to kill a downed opponent, get it before it stabs you. But Benny remembers his life as a child. Dad leaving him alone in a small house to go work on the railroad all day. Nothing but the ringing and pounding of hammers on railroad spikes, just in a tiny room, just hearing that echo all day, and sometimes even into the night. And I don't think Benny can look at this situation and not want to set the child free. Is there a way into the house? Are you frozen?
Streams haunted.
Stream's haunted.
Pans haunted.
All right, I'm GMing
Child is
again.
haunted.
Yeah, Leland, give us a happy ending.
All right.
Welcome to
so,
Rhett Takes
And
Over.
it was all fine.
kids.
We all
It's the
get a
musical
fanny pack.
episode.
Yeah,
Da, 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 da.
everyone's happy now. The end. Everyone's happy.
Wow,
Yeah,
so
all of a sudden
true.
Leland starts Rhett starts doing like the opening number from West Side Story like that.
Let me respond. Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
So,
So, anyways, thank you so much for coming. We're continuing, but we also just want to say thanks for coming.
We can go
Yeah.
on
Rhett
break.
is so mean to Pie. I
No,
think that needs
Rhett.
to
Can
be
we talk
discussed.
about that?
Welcome to the
Can
roast
we
of
talk
Rhett.
about that?
Rhett,
Can we?
first
No,
of
actually,
all,
let's roast Melanie a little bit too.
ask your
First of all,
weight.
Please do. She makes terrible decisions.
For Rhett, first of all, Rhett asked your weight because he wanted to pick you up and save your life. Secondly, um, he mixed up your name because I thought it'd be funny.
All
Um,
right.
in real life.
there we
Ah!
I could hear y'all. I could see myself moving. I could hear and see all of y'all, and just
Did you
I
like
do
my
not
ending?
know what was happening. I did. You guys
Everyone's
happily
happy.
ever after me. It was super cute.
Yeah, no details
Yeah.
other than
I did.
everyone's
So not gonna happen.
Apparently, I scared my fucking streamer. I scared my fucking thing so bad that it said no, I can't, and it just turned the whole stream. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's just summarize what's going on and get you into an excellent position of high drama intenseness, and then we're gonna go to an actual on purpose break at 9:30. So we got 5 minutes to make this terrible. Let's do that, shall we?
Make it happen, Captain.
So there there is an access. The only access to this building is that front door. That is, it's not a heavy chain. You could fairly easily, you're a pirate. You've almost certainly been taught how to pick a basic chain lock. Um, there are bars on the windows you're not going to fit in, but maybe the child could fit out if the bars were removed. But from the front, you can be seen from the water, and the windy bird is circling closer and closer to the ground. So either way, when it hits as soon as it gets to a certain level of down, there's nothing it can do but land. You've probably got about 5 more rotations before it must land on the ground. At which point you gonna need to head back up or be in that house or fight it.
All right. I grab the bars and I'm gonna try to break them off of the windows. And as soon as I am able, if I can even loosen them enough for it to get out, I'm gonna go like I know that it did
All
back in
right.
the day.
So let roll your body. Roll that body.
Roll
Let's
that
see how it goes.
body.
Body roll.
Body roll. Okay.
That's not good.
I did get a 5.
Okay. So here is what happens on a 5. On a 5, you wrap your hands around these bars, and they're thinner than you thought they'd be. They're not, they're more decorative now that you're holding them than anything. They're more like a fancy, ooh, I've gentrified this area and I don't understand what the point of the bars on the windows were bars than actual bars on the windows. Um, and you do have to put your foot against the wall and really kind of flex them lovely Benny biceps of yours. But it does come loose from one side. With probably another 2 or 3 pulls, you could get it completely off the window. The child does not notice that you have pulled a corner free, but you have successfully pulled a corner free.
Okay. I'm gonna do it one more time and then I'm gonna make the noise.
All right.
Body roll. Once again, that is 1-5. Two
Boom.
fours.
1 5 and 2 4s is absolutely enough. You place you go, you know what? You shake it out, you swap feet, you place your foot on that other wall, get your hands good around it, you rip, and just with a crumble, a little bit of dirt, little bit of homemade baby's first cob crumbles loose and the bars rip free. You don't even fall on your ass. You manage to get your foot down and stay upright as you pull it out.
All right. I make the rooster noise and I say, "Hey, isn't your whole thing that you like freedom?" And if I see it flying towards me, I'm gonna duck.
And the child does. It looks up at you, and its eyes are. You've gotten used to them, Benny. You've seen these. These are the eyes of a fox, not a child. These are not human eyes in this thing's face. They are, and it is a fox in a trap. It's feral, it's frightened, and it's coming through. It is a fast burst of movement as this thing, the size of an 11-year-old with all its baby teeth still in, lips pulled back in a snarl so that they're all on display, throws itself through that window, narrow enough, just barely that its little shoulders snap through, and then he snaps them back into place, throws itself out into the sky. "Arr, arr, arr!" It's thrilled, and it's angry, and it's free. And we're on break, so let's go ahead. I need a cigarette. Y'all need a minute. Let's
Ah!
think about that together, and we'll be back in a few.
Let's let that marinate.
Woo! Go Betty!
Ooh.
What have you done?
gone. Let's do this. Hi. All right, and we are back. Thank you so much for your patience. We had a lovely and refreshing break. I absolutely did not plan more terror. It's fine. It's good. We got this. So, we were just here a couple minutes ago. Nothing big's happening. Yeah, the pan has burst free. It's looming in the sky above. It's I definitely may have used the words fox fresh out of a trap. I don't know if y'all have ever seen a mad fox before. I live in a very rural area. I have absolutely seen a fox decide it was going to go to something's ass. You think it wouldn't be scary because they're not that big, but it is. It's fucking terrifying. It's way scarier than seeing a dog because the face on those things is. Yeah, if you've ever seen a bike, if you've ever seen that YouTube video of a biker being chased by a fox, Google YouTube people being chased by foxes when this is over, and you'll see exactly what is looming in the air above you right now. So that is the good news and the bad news. The anchor of Neverland has been freed. Good job, legitimately good job. You have freed the anchor of Neverland. Bad job. The anchor of Neverland is dangerous. So danger all over. You guys are all on the edge of the caldera except for Benny. If you move down, everything in the sky will see you. Right now, the windy bird is looking at the pan and the pan is looking at the windy bird. But also, Benny is trapped down at the base of the caldera without y'all. What do you guys want to do?
I've got a plan, but I'll see what you all have.
What do we do?
We got to get him out of there. I don't know how we do that without being seen by that thing.
Melody, remember what he said about magic?
Yeah.
We're on a volcano.
Yes, we are.
You said
Oh,
you were a
God.
geologist.
Yes, I am.
Why do I not like the sound of this?
Can we
Because
create
trees are
something to like
flammable.
give him some cover?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of
What the hell
widen
did you
my
think I was gonna
stance.
say? Oh my god.
I take a real wide stance, like plant my feet real deep in the ground, and try to imagine molten magma, how it forms and shifts, and how this is what this once was, and what could be again, and try to create a cover for Benny to give him an egress out of the caldera.
Y'all are wild.
Y'all
you
is
if
y'all
you
are
fail
out of
this, does this
pocket.
roast Penny?
Right? Just know that this is going to be spectacular or the most amazing shit show I have ever GM'd. Let's do this, y'all.
Please.
I'm going to need you to roll
Uh,
with your heart.
Right, you got any more inspiration or no?
I had
You tapped out?
well, I have to spend spirit, and I only had 2 on my
Oh.
character sheet, so I'd been trying to mark it for
Anything I
hits,
can
right?
do. This is a heart check.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
this is a
Question.
heart check.
Question.
Yes.
Before Rosie rolls, I have a lucky item. Can I use that to help?
I also have
What
a lucky book on geology.
I
That's
will
better than what I was gonna do. So
here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to rule on them lucky items. Rosie, I will rule that your lucky item does help and that
Okay.
you can have a bonus dice. Shears, you got to convince me.
So remember in the very first episode I mentioned that there was a lot of research books
Hmm.
in her house.
You did.
One of the books, I would say epilogue for book 3, had to deal with rocks geology, and volcanoes. The volcano one was just basically she went to Wikipedia, looked up Pompeii, and then went into different types of volcanoes, and then Mount St. Helens, and then that went into photography, and just a regular Tuesday night on Wikipedia. Through that research, she wrote a. It was in one of the earlier drafts where Sam learns how to move rocks. Um, and she learns about how things are always connected, whether it be rocks, air, fire, and with the help of her friends, create a bridge using that knowledge to not only help people in need, but to continue on their journey.
Okay. Okay, so what specifically is the item? The item is the rough draft that you brought with you?
It is the first draft of the book called Into the Pines.
Okay.
This was like something that was in the very first draft of the book, but ended up getting recycled into book 3 after needling her editor 50 times.
I will say that here's the ruling I'm going to give. I'm going to say that your item we will hold in we're going to put it on the bubble and it will depend on how Rosie's roll goes.
Okay.
And then I will
So
let you know if it influences.
my heart is 2. So am I rolling 3 dice or rolling 2
You're
twice?
rolling 3 dice.
Okay.
Well, in real life, I believe in you, so maybe
Got a
that'll help.
6.
Got a 6.
Yes, it
Okay.
helped.
Yes.
You're
So,
welcome.
here is what we're going to do. Shears, I'm going to give you one chance real quick. Roll your magic, roll your heart, and if you can hit 1 6, then you can influence the shape of what melody does.
In real life, I believe in you.
I got a 5 and a 4.
So
And apparently
close.
it's worth nothing.
Eh,
Not as
I
much
mean,
as mine.
you get to mark a spirit for the 5, but here's how it's going to look. Rosie, describe to us what happens as you reach for that magic, as you hit that lava bender in you that you never knew you had.
Oh yeah, just full on remembering every episode of Avatar she's ever watched. She's
Get
gonna
your
plant her
bowling
feet
on.
down. And she's gonna try to feel the earth, try to root herself down, and just in as big a gesture as she can, because that's what they do in the show. Just wah, just try to build up the earth as if she is scooping up sand, but on a magnitude that she could never do as just a typical human, and moves and shapes this old, ancient, igneous rock to create a path and cover for Benny in the caldera.
Okay. Um, Benny, you are at the base of the house. You've got your back against it. You're watching the sky. You are waiting for a moment. You've got a plan. You're pretty sure it will work. And as you are about to make your move, you feel the ground begin to tremble underneath you. Um, it rolls. Only years of being shipbound lets you stay to your feet as around you the ground begins to tunnel up. It forms an arch above you. There are a couple little holes, spaces where you can still see the sky. Nothing could fit in it. The child is not small enough to fit in these holes. Maybe a beak, maybe an arm, but nothing can come in. Uh, and it leads all the way back to the top of the caldera. You can see it arching away. You have a straight shot back to the party.
I say, never seen humans like this before, and I book it to the rest of the party.
You only hold this so long.
We are quite impressive.
You guys are quite impressive. As Benny runs, our brand new, our baby earthbender, look at her go. She doesn't really have too much experience on this, so the tunnel is crumbling away behind you. As you clear every 10-foot passage, that passage melts back down into the ground. And while it has absolutely caught the attention of the windy bird, it cannot separate off from the pan. The pan and the windy bird have engaged in battle above you. There are screams of dinosaurs and enraged. Look, everything in that sky is mad, but the good news is neither one of them has time for you. You make it to the top of the caldera, the tunneling gives way, and you guys are left looking at this battle taking place in the sky.
That
What do
thing
you want
should
to do?
keep the void busy for a little while. It's not gonna cede its spot to it very easily again.
Why did we come up here again?
Because there were bad things back there. Now there's bad things over there.
So do we not go
Benny.
back now? Because this feels like a time to run.
Now we run. Yes.
Yeah.
Benny, are you
Okay.
okay?
Rhett takes off faster
Fine.
than everyone else. Just
Okay.
I feel great. Oh, there goes Brett.
Let's go.
Oh, okay.
it's Rhett.
That was my free one.
Do two of you want to
That's
ride?
fair.
Just-
A ride. Oh, sure. If
just
you're
gonna
offering,
pick
I
two of
guess.
you up. Okay. You could probably fit one on your back. Could hold two. It's okay. Let's just go.
So, you guys do not head back the way you came. You head off along the lip of this caldera. You're heading towards where it has crumbled away towards the waterfall, down towards, because you know what's in that direction. In that direction is a mess. So, time to go in the other direction, and at least this way you can see a clear way down. Um, as you get closer, you can see that the ships, the armada has made it. Most of the ships have survived. The Jolly Roger is there. She is parked big, beautiful, and gleaming underneath the moonlight, the spray of the waterfall. She's just highlighted. She's fantastic. Her cannons are blasting. The Sarcosuchus has done damage to the ship. The rudder is broken. There are men and the remains of men. There are pieces of humans floating in the water. It has most certainly taken out a couple ships. Benny, Amanita Blue's ship has not survived the initial assault. You can see the sail of Amanita's ship vaguely. The blue is unmistakable, even against the Neverland waters. There could be no other sail that that ship came from. And the battle is heavy, but that's your way out, is on those ships. Your backup's here, just how do you get to them?
We got to get back to the ships. We got to find some way to not deal with that croc. And then we're home free.
How?
Your van doesn't swim, does it?
No.
Oh, I hate the idea that came in my head.
Share with me this hateful idea.
Trees float.
Trees do float.
Trees float.
We're not going to
Uh,
turn you into a canoe. Don't
wh-
worry.
Well, I mean, hey, if we all. I mean, I can channel some wind. If another one of us channels some wind as well, we might be able to create a makeshift sail.
Melanie still has the dress.
Oh, that could be the sale.
But we're okay. Look, I
You know what?
appreciate your self-sacrificial nature,
Screw it.
Pie.
And she just like takes the majority of the skirt, like to about like mid thigh, and is just like rip.
Uh,
Not the first time.
there is still a giant alligator to contend with. Is kind of the issue. We can
Takes
even be
the
swallowed
taser
up.
out of her bag.
That
That's
reminds
not
me.
gonna. I mean,
That
maybe.
The way
that
you
reminds me.
described that, I don't think water works well with it.
It's a last resort.
I mean, it is a last resort. If at any point the croc is close enough to be touched with that taser, the fact that y'all is also in the water is the least of your concerns.
Puts it back in the bag and just like, look, we need to get to those ships. And she just tosses, like casually tosses the ripped part of the skirt to Benny.
Pie, give me your arm. All right. This ties this skirt to Pie's arm as the mast of our sail.
I'm so sorry, Nox.
Hi, are you all right with this?
Do we have another choice?
We really don't, but we're gonna have a nice sit down after this. Make sure you're all right.
Okay.
On the-
You can see where you tied it. There's like initials carved into her bark.
Oh.
Like there's a S and an I with a heart around it, like where some woodkin tried to do that cutesy thing. Didn't know she was a live tree.
Oh.
a
No,
tattoo.
Lord.
Free tattoo.
The
Didn't even
tattoo.
know.
So
One you didn't want.
it's a little bit awkward, and everybody's feeling some kind of way because, I mean, it's one thing to ride a log down a waterfall, it's another thing to ride a log that is a person down a waterfall. Uh,
A
Everybody
weeping.
sits as respectfully as they possibly can on Pie, who is trying, who, it's not like you can feel it. It's not uncomfortable. You're wood. But also, there's a whole bunch of butts on you.
Hold your breath, Pie. Thank you so much for the sacrifice.
I
and,
still don't like you.
and with and with that soft but very firmly meant statement, Pie uses her root feet and just kind of shoves herself lying on her back, head first, down the waterfall with everybody sitting like a little log flume. Boop, 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 boop. All holding on to each other. Doo, 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 doo. And you guys go down the waterfall.
Oh my god.
This is so funny. I'm not going to make y'all roll to go down the waterfall. I'm just going to say
It's
that
just gotta
y'all
happen.
that y'all ride y'all ride my most ridiculous log flume ride that anyone that ever human has ever taken.
It's the
Um,
worst Disneyland ride ever.
it
Imagine
is
if
the worst Disneyland ride ever. You will wish you were on a racist ass song of the South before you were done with it.
It's like
So
heroines.
it is like heroines. So you are briefly submerged at the bottom. It spins you all. You all come up wet, but you all come up. You are all still on Pie. Everyone is together. Everyone is okay. Uh, as the wind catches the little piece of sail, it's enough that it starts you moving in the right direction. Uh, and you, so that's the good news. The good news is this is working. So now all you have to do is come alongside 47-foot of Sarcosuchus and make it to the side of the Jolly Roger. They have seen you coming down the waterfall. They have, you hear them say, you hear them calling man overboard. You see the those who are not manning guns and manning harpooners, they have dropped a ladder. They are ready for you. They will pull you up the second you touch the ladder. You just got to make it there, bruh. So, how you gonna do this?
As for your last resort, Melanie, is there any way you could tie the button down to that thing and maybe we could chuck it at it as opposed to trying to point blank it?
Like a spear?
Uh, more like a firebomb, except it's a electric whatever you're talking about. Like you tie the button down, it'll be shooting out the electric stuff, and then you throw it, and then it lands in the water close to it. Maybe it'll zap it for a second.
We'd have to be out of the water by then.
We would, unless we threw it really far.
How good's your throwing arm?
About as good as it can be, I think.
Are we still in the water? On
I
our
mean,
makeshift
yes,
raft?
yes, you certainly are.
Well, I
You
mean,
are
if we
trying to
did some
figure out
like
how you're gonna.
volcano bending, why can't we just like make the water carry us to our destination?
I also
Can-
have something she can
can-
do, but I'm gonna let this go first.
Can you do that, Red? No, Red, it's your turn, right? Let's do this. Come on.
Yeah, if
I
we
wanna
can do
do
it, you
some
should be able
magic.
to too.
Yeah.
Well, I am quite the swimmer, and I was on the rowing team in college. Maybe I could have some sort of influence over this river we're in, or whatever, whatever body of
The
water
ocean,
it is.
yes.
This this river. Okay, yeah. I imagined something a little different. Sorry.
Oh, God help us.
It's fine.
Whatever. No, it was a miscommunication in real life. Rhett knows where he is. Rhett knows where
You're
he is.
fine.
Okay.
All right.
How does magic work? Help.
So here's what you're gonna need. I'm going to need you to roll with heart. I'm going to need you to tell me. We already know that you are trying to influence water.
Yeah.
You're trying to make this water move you in some way past this crocodile that is busy engaging with the cannon fire. Right now, it has not noticed you. You have to get up the entire 47-foot length of its body to the Jolly Roger without it noticing that you are there. You got to go right past it.
Yeah, I'm
Right
thinking that.
now,
Go
it
ahead.
looks like the plan is to have the water move you fast in some way.
Yeah, kind of like a really fast-moving tsunami over the top of the.
You want us to surf?
Yes, we're gonna surf over
Da-na-na-na-na.
the top of it. Yeah, you'll be fine, Pie. Just tuck your limbs in.
Great. Okay. So this is your magic spell. You are saying you guys want to you want to move atop a wave.
I'm gonna
You
be a
want to surf.
waterbender. If we're
All
making
right, little
Avatar
waterbender.
jokes, I never
Roll
watched
this
that show,
shit for
but
me.
it seems fun.
How? First, you
Yeah.
need to go watch Avatar. Then you need to go watch my Avatar show.
Then I need to roll better.
And oh
No.
no, what'd you roll?
No.
A 1 and 2 3s.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Anybody want to give me some bonuses? No?
Is it
No?
two spirit to give you another roll?
Yeah. Oh, I don't have any spirit. I've got skill. What does that do? I'm just kidding.
You
Here
gain spirit when you
is
fail.
Yeah. Oh,
here
nice,
is what
thanks.
I will say. I will say that Benny has a personal item, an anchor, that could come in handy. If Benny would like to spend a spirit, I will let Julie describe how that manta tattoo
Absolutely.
comes and somehow, in some way, manages to save this whiff.
All right. So Benny is from Batangas, which is a very water-centric area of the Philippines. He, before coming to the States, spent a lot of time on boats with his dad, and his dad loved manta rays a lot. So when Benny started hanging out with the pirates, he got one tattooed on his arm. So seeing this, inhaling, remembering the feel of the waves back and forth, he is just going to just take a long shot, knowing that this is a magical world, stick his left arm and the tattoo deep into the water, and I want to Moana it. I want I want the big manta ray spirit to give us a boost.
All right. Roll roll your heart for me.
Okay. With because it's one of my anchors, do I get the
With
extra die?
with the extra dice because it is one of your anchors.
All right. I'll go in ascending order. 2,
Mm,
3,
mhm.
5, and 6.
Nice and nice.
Yes.
All right, that is two things. One,
Holy
for that
shit!
5, go ahead and give yourself a spirit that you can use later. And for that 6, you've got a success with a boon. The void is watching, so also mark a shadow. Here is what happens. The manta, as you plunge your arm into the water, you see that Rhett is trying. You can see that he has reached deep within him. He's found that jelly spot where the magic is, and he can't quite kick it over. Like you can see the frustration on his face. You can feel that he has touched that magic, that he has, and that it is resonating with him, but he can't quite. It is water, and he can't grab it. Uh, but you can feel the power of it in the water. And as your arm slides in, the tattoo on your arm moves. You feel it stretch its wings, they flutter and unfurl. And as it slides off your body, it expands. It grows larger and larger. Its wingspan, by the time it circles around, is a easy 25 feet. This thing is beautiful. It's enormous. And it's back just barely high. It feels it feels warm and it feels like love. You as a denizen are more attuned to magic. You can feel the love in Benny's tattoo as it cradles you and rushes you guys very fast towards the Jolly Roger.
As it's
Uh,
happening, I say, "You're doing it, Rhett. You're doing it."
This is
Wow!
this power. This power is something I never could imagine that I would be able to tap into.
fucking dorks. I love y'all. Um, so it it gets you to the Jolly Roger, and the second pie that your hand touches that ladder, with everyone still on you, you hear heave and vroom, they pull you guys from the water. The sound of it catches the Croc's notice. It starts to turn its head. And as it does, Benny, your tattoo leaps into the air, leaps over this thing, lands with a loud splash, and it's enough that the croc turns completely away from all of you to see what it was. You do not, no one can see it anymore. It's gone now. No one sees it. There's an itch on your arm. It'll probably grow back. There's definitely a scar where your tattoo used to be. Hopefully, it will color back in.
Clench my
But you now have a
fist.
scar like a manta ray.
Okay, very nice. But I clench my fist, rub where the sore spot is, look out at the water, and I just say quietly to myself, "Thanks, Dad," before I turn back to the party to join them.
Okay. Uh, so for a moment, I'm going to let you guys have this for 30 whole seconds. You guys have succeeded and
Oh
everything is
no.
really good.
Uh,
Just know that you guys totally saved the child and you rode a waterfall and you Moana'd your tattoo. Like you guys did a really good job. So I'm going to let you
But
have this. But
You had to say that.
um Benny, there is an old man standing against the back of the ship. His blood red coat hangs off his shoulders. Um, they no longer fill it. His hands are wrinkled and weathered, and his hair has gone completely white. But still, it is very, he still stands like the captain as Hook comes towards you all, and puts his old hand on your shoulder and goes, "You have done a fantastic job."
Just doing my part, sir.
Uh, he goes, and I would, I thought I would ask you to do this part, but I think I have more to ask of you than just this. I have a favor to ask both of you, and his hand is still on your shoulder, Benny. But Rhett, you, I mean, you didn't get a chance to meet Captain Hook in his prime just a few hours ago. Uh, but this old Hook, this dignified man, right at the edge of the very end of his life, using all of his strength to support you guys, is his presence is warm, and the hook that he rests on your shoulder does not, it doesn't dig in, but it's heavy. You can feel the weight of all the expectation in it, as he says, "You too are going to save Neverland tonight." um, so Benny, he kind of, he shucks a little punch on the shoulder, and he goes, "I need you to go with them. You are We had to have 5 humans, and you are one of the best humans I have ever known, Benicio. Just, you can do this. I believe in you." Uh, but Rhett, now the captain turns his full attention on you, and he goes, "It's, I know we haven't met before, young man, but there was something I was looking for, and I knew I didn't see it earlier, which means that it must have been in you. I called you here specifically for a reason. The We cannot have another ruined, frightened child anchoring the Neverlands. The Neverlands was the crack by which the void has invaded all the other worlds. It came in through the weakness of the pan, and it has been here so long that none of us noticed until it was too late. We need the strength of a man and not the innocence of a child. Let's have your fond memories of being a boy anchor this place, and not a child's fears of being a man. Do you understand what I want from you?"
Um, my family is, in many ways, chosen to forget about me, um, just because of a few mistakes. If you require me to forget about them, then I'm willing to do it.
Hook's smile is gentle and it is reassuring as he says, "Think of it this way. You understand what it's like to be a lost boy. You'll do a good job with them."
Yes, I've been lost for a year and a half now. Just, lost in my thoughts, physically lost, as we have seen in this place. But uh, sorry, it's this place is a reminder of things that are good in more ways than one. So maybe I can make new memories if I need to lose the old ones. Uh, what else would my responsibilities entail?
Um, and Hook goes, "You'll know. I promise you'll know. But first, we just have to get through this together. Or you do. He takes off his hat and he puts it on your head. And as he does, you realize what it was that Talia must have felt. There is a spot in your soul that you never knew was there, much less that it was empty. And now you feel it full. You feel that overflow. And there is that jelly's in you, the place of magic that you couldn't quite grab that water. That water fills you. It spills out of you, over you. And as it does, you feel there's an itch on the bottom of your feet. It's not enough to really bother you, but it's just enough for you to notice and look down and watch your shadow peel itself away. But it's not a fast, jerky movement. It's a very tenuous, I've never done this before, as it moves itself away from you and stands up and shakes itself out in small until it's not a shadow, it's just a little boy. You very much recognize yourself as a child. This summer you lost just one of your front teeth. It's that year. And he just grins up at you and floats a couple feet off the deck. And he is very friendly as he says, "We're going to have a lot of fun."
I'm gonna high five him.
All right. He laughs. He high fives you back. This is a sweet kid. Everyone is looking at him, and nobody is looking at the captain until there is a splash. Um, and overboard, you hear Smee, you hear the rest of the crew screaming, "Man overboard, captain overboard," and just Hook's voice floats up from the water. There is a lot of splashing behind him. You can see the croc. You can hear the movement of its tail kicking up water. And the captain's last words float up. "I'm not your captain anymore, boys." He is. And he is pulled under by the flow of water as the Sarcosuchus opens its jaws and snaps them shut again. Hook dies, and with him he takes the previous pan. You are now the anchor of Neverland.
Um, okay. Well, firstly, we're gonna make some dietary changes on this ship. Um, Secondly, I am happy to be your captain. Uh, I've got fuck all back home, so I might as well make the best of this. Uh, and then
All right.
and then I look at the rest of the group and I'm like, oh, we've been through it, huh? All of us. Well, not for you, Benny. I guess we've been through a little.
Rhett, I
You got my name right.
I did. Yes, and I'm so sorry. I set out for all of this to make sure that there would be no other unwilling people taken to be lost boys again, and you just got here and now you're bearing the weight of our burden.
That's something I'm also going to change. This whole lost boy selection process is a bit too problematic for me. I will try to find some sort of healthy middle ground, perhaps a adoption agency where I don't know kids are. I don't know. That's still problematic. I'll find something.
Melanie goes up to Rhett and just says, "Hey,
Yes,
you did good."
you did too
And I'm,
with all the magic.
yeah, I think you're going to make some good changes and do some good here. And the hat looks good on you.
Oh, thanks.
Burn the fanny pack.
Um, in fact, I'm just because of that comment, I'm going to make it part of the crew's dress code now.
To be fair, pirates would fucking love fanny packs. They are
They
deeply
would.
convenient, and they tended to wear the oversized wallets on their hips anyway. Brett, honest to God, you know what? You are about to start a whole new fucking fashion trend among
God,
pirates.
no.
Excellent.
The
And
next the
everybody's
next
just gonna start
time a
making them
child
themselves.
ends up in Neverland, they will be confronted with a ship full of fanny pack pirates.
Excellent. And no more kidnapping kids. You hear that, gentlemen?
Melody's gonna quietly go up and extend a hand to shake.
You're a fascinating person. You know that? Your interests, your ability to be generous even in the most stressful situations, care for others. It's very admirable. Thank you
Yeah,
for
well, you're not so bad yourself. You take care of them. You don't get lost again. You can't get lost with them, even though it's kind of part of the name.
that. Oh, yes, that's right. I'm always lost, so I can't get
Maybe,
any lost.
yeah, maybe you were meant for this after all.
That's right. If I find any cool rocks while I'm on my adventures, I'll make sure to save them for you in case you make your way back through.
I'd like that. Are you gonna be okay?
Oh, yes. Like I said, nothing for me back home. It was easy for my family to abandon me, so here we are.
All right, well, now I've got a new one.
Yes. All these rapscallions, right? That's the word?
Rapscallion.
They let loose a lusty cheer. Yes, Captain, rapscallions, they love it.
Excellent. That's a good word. Tree. Pie.
Rhett,
You're the first talking tree I've ever
uh,
met.
you are not like the other humans. That
Um,
is sure. I have something for you.
oh,
And she's gonna like go through her hair, pulls out like a bird's nest and goes, "Oh, sorry." Like, and then reaches further and she pulls out an envelope and hands it to you. Um, Queen Alice, your Talia wanted me to give this to you at the right moment.
how did you manage to keep this thing dry? We were just using you as a surfboard. That's impressive.
I
Was it in your
am
mouth?
Magic hand.
I am a tree with like lots of I honestly don't know. Um, but she wanted me to give this to you when you became an anchor.
Oh, okay. All right. Uh, I'll read it in my captain's quarters.
You stay safe.
You as well. Hopefully, this next place you all end up doesn't require you to be utilized in such dangerous ways.
I hope so too. She also wanted me to tell you that when this is all over, there is a cup of your favorite tea waiting in Wonderland,
Ah,
and
excellent.
that fanny packs have been burnt. There's an executive order that fanny packs are banned and must be burned on site before the person may continue.
Well, I won't be attending any future get-togethers in Wonderland, then, will I?
Guess you'll have to come on the ship then. Um, so
Benny,
Leland,
Benny, old friend. This will be brief. I'm so sorry. I've got to say
no,
bye to everyone.
absolutely.
Benny, old friend. Well, as in you're old. You're from an older time. We haven't known each other that long. Um, take care of them, okay? Because you're very wise and um, street smarts. You definitely have street smarts. A few other things I could think of. I'm sure if you gave me more time, but you forget names a lot, though. Make sure you have someone in the group write the names down for you. I mean, and then,
Well, talking to people has never so much been my strength. I've always been the always been the mover, the muscle, the shaker. So I could never wear that hat, Red. It's someone like you who needs it, and I know you're gonna make a great captain.
Thank you. I was just, ah, I was just poking fun at you, kind of.
I hug him so hard, I squeeze him really, really tight.
Group hug.
Yeah.
Group hug.
Thank you all so much, everyone.
Let's all be happy really quick.
If you make your way back through, just know you have a place on my ship.
Aye,
All
aye,
right,
Captain.
so
You can have Smee's bed.
Yeah, fuck you, Smee.
yeah, fucks me.
Please don't get the
So,
Lost Boys lost.
so Leland, you find that as Rhett, it is you understand the ship you're on. You find as you walk forward and put your hands on her wheel that you know exactly how to turn her. You know how to move into the wind, how to move against the sea, and you pull the Jolly Roger away from Skull Island. The Sarcosuchus, full and sated, having done its job. Its job is to kill either the pan or the hook in times of renewal. When it's time for when it's time for a new anchor, it gets rid of the old anchor. It's done its job. It's going to go take a nap now. It's happy. It's satisfied and don't give a fuck about y'all. The void has lost this round. You no longer see the windy bird in the sky. You no longer see the old pan's shadow anywhere. And as you pull your boat to the very edge of what would be the map downstairs in your new captain's chambers, you see a faint shimmer like a heat mirage, and then a beach appears with a road. Now, normally Milo is there. Like that's what he does. Milo is there with his toll booth and he meets you at the beginning and then and he goes, "Oh, good job, blah 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 blah," and sends you on your way. There is no toll booth. There is no Milo. You see talk and you see your vehicles. Um it almost looks like the same place. It almost looks like the park and ride y'all dropped him at on the other side of the island, but it's not because there's no pier and there's no toll booth and there's no Milo. There's just the highway. Um, now, Captain Rhett, there is a member of your crew who just, as you're looking through your crew, you know, you feel it inside you that you can't just send them out without sending someone in your place. And someone just that same magical space in you, the space that you now feel the Neverlands residing in, you know when you're looking at the right person. Why don't you tell us about the crew member that Captain Rhett will be sending in his place as his anchor's champion?
Okay. Oh, I do want to make note that I would like to know what's on that letter if and after this at some point, just because I didn't want to forget that.
Oh yeah, I wrote it out.
Okay. All right. Cool. If I don't know if we have time on stream or not for that,
Oh,
but
I will be bringing it up at a different point. I promise I will be
okay.
utilizing that
Okay.
letter.
Awesome. Awesome. That's perfect. Okay. So this character, um, he's the ship's striker, so he's like the type of guy that swings over on the very sturdy rope from one ship to another and kind of leads the charge and boarding the ship. Um, and if a particularly surly eel gets caught while fishing, sometimes he's got to bop it. Um, and he's made of a particular metamorphic rock called algan gneiss, which has it's made from like this sort of like shearing and process that causes certain rock layers to like almost like twist up in and it ends up creating these ends up creating these striations in the rock that look like eyes, which is why the German word for eye, Augen, is used for the name. And it's kind of like a darker color. So, dark, like the general rock type is a dark color with white inclusions that look like eyes all over him. His right arm is much bigger um, than the other, uh, and he's about like 9 foot tall. Is that okay?
Hmm.
Okay, he's about 9 foot tall. Definitely probably 4 times the size of a human in terms of width. Um, and yeah, his name's Topaz. Coincidentally, which is the stone that was on Rhett's lucky item was a topaz, um, which was a crystal pendant. So interesting. There's that connection between Rhett and Topaz. But yeah, Topaz is a very gentle, kind of slow talking soul, and it's pretty much the opposite of Rhett in a lot of ways. So that's gonna be fun.
Okay. Um, so as the boat pulls up, Rhett motions to Topaz and beckons him over, hands him, Captain Rhett hands you, Topaz, the keys for his vehicle. And as he does, they change. It is no longer his key set. It is your champion's token. At some point, and I promise I will let you know when, it will become real helpful. So don't lose that. Uh, and
I,
tells you to row his friends up to shore and then stay with them and keep them safe. He names you his champion. So go ahead and row people to shore. What do you want to do, Topaz?
all right. First of all, can we make Topaz's vehicle be that thing that the Rockbiter was driving in Neverending Story? That's just like almost like a lawnmower that he's. Oh no, it's a sled. It's a sled with like a big rock wheel that rolls in it. Can that be my car? Okay,
Yeah, we will reskin the sedan. You are still all the stats for the sedan are the same, but it's now sized for
excellent.
a stone kin.
I will post the GIF and I'll make sure it's not a flashing GIF, but I'll post the GIF and wish we weren't here in a second in our Discord. Uh,
It looks like I will be coming along with you all. I have been sent by Captain Rhett as your protector and his champion.
Look at you.
Oh
What
yeah,
are you
that's
made
right.
of?
Melody,
I'll get nice and
Melody, put your
love.
bag away.
And
Put,
love.
put your bag away.
You are a wonder. Oh my gosh. It's going to be so nice getting to know you.
Oh, oh, I'm also made of gumption.
I don't know that mineral.
I love it.
Melody, you're drooling.
Can't help it. Sorry.
It's okay to stare. You are not from here.
No. My
Wow.
goodness. Lead, please lead the way.
You want like 5 minutes to yourself?
Uh, we have we have two powerful residents of the magic realms. Uh, we have me, and we have two of the strongest mages I've ever seen. That void doesn't know what's about to hit it.
Oh,
Yeah.
That sounds like famous last words.
I'll speak now. They're not last words anymore.
I'm not too sure about this void. We definitely want to keep our distance, okay?
Well, we keep trying and it keeps finding us. So it's only a matter of time, really. But I think we're in a better spot than we were before.
Yeah.
Magic. Who knew?
So as the rowboat makes it right to the edge and as Topaz beaches it, you are now close enough to the land and to the vehicles to hear talk. So that's the good news. You totally hear talk. You know the dog is okay. Yes, the dog is okay. The dog is having fucking fits. He is howling. He is barking. He is locked in the Jeep. He's locked. I mean, the windows. He's locked in the
Melanie
Jeep.
just goes to the
We
Jeep
saw it
and like
in
says,
there
"Talk, I'm
before.
so sorry."
That's the thing. You didn't leave him in the Jeep.
You
Someone
didn't
has
leave him there.
someone has put him in the Jeep and locked him in.
She unlocks it immediately and just like
You,
gives him hugs and scritches and like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry."
you have a
You didn't
dog?
do that. You didn't do that. He was out.
Are you okay, buddy?
He is still howling. You can hear him barking Milo's name in between. And as he flips his side, his clock is flickering. And in the flickering, you can see Milo's toll booth. But it is no longer, you no longer see any hint of the condo. It has been locked down for war. There are metal plates and sheeting. There is no, the only thing you can do is drive through. There is no entrance, there is no exit. The lights are busted and flickering. It barely seems to be on the edge of reality. And there is some kind of scuffle happening through the windows. You his now talk can only play 10 seconds of something he's seen. So he has started in the middle. And the last thing you see as he begins to play again is that Milo is the one who shut Talk in the car. He grabbed Talk by the back of his collar, slung him in the car, and shut it right as a horde of demons descended, and Milo had to run and lock down the toll booth. The road is open, but Milo is not here to guide you. All you know is that the road forward is open.
Talk, 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 talk. Come here, buddy. I'm gonna need you to look at me, okay? Look at me.
He looks at you.
Good boy. It's okay. What you did was very brave. Do you understand that?
He's howling. He didn't, as far as he's concerned, he didn't do anything. He was going to. He was gonna kill all them demons to save his boy or die trying. And his boy tricked him and put him in the
Hey, hey,
car.
hey, 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 talk. Milo saved your
Hmm?
life. He cares about you. He wanted you safe. Look at me.
He's looking at you.
We are going to find out what is going on. And I will make sure you are safe. Do you understand that?
All right. Oh, look, we got some people. Hi, Space Jammer. We got a
Oh,
raid. Hi, everyone. Uh,
hi,
Y'all came in
Ember!
at a
so
time.
hi.
y'all came in at a time. We have just introduced the new character. We have Topaz, our Stonekin. Imagine a rock eater from the Neverending Story. Why do we have a stone eater? Because we have left Rhett. Rhett is our new pan and our new hook. Rhett will no longer be leaving the Neverlands. And so we have Topaz taking the place as his Anchor's champion. We are so excited to do this. And now we've gotten back. We found the road. We ain't got no toll booths. We ain't got no Milo. We do have a very upset dog, though. The dog is listening to you. He believes you. He believes that you guys are now, y'all gonna save the world. You're gonna save his boy. You're gonna get on the road. You're gonna go for a ride. You guys are gonna do this. He's with
If
you.
we drive long enough. Sorry.
Talk. And she just gives him like a big hug and lets like the compression calm him down. She grew up with pit bulls. She knows like the compression makes them happy. Um, and she just like lets go and just like, look, go for a ride. And just looks to Benny and says, "Do you want to come in?" The roof comes off, so there's open air.
This isn't even the bravest thing anyone else has done today. People have been much braver than this. I can handle it. Grab my necklace, get in the car, let's ride.
So she just like taps her thigh, talk. And then before she opens the door for the dog, closes it, and then proceeds to like very quickly take the hard top off and says to Benny, "We don't always have to be brave. We can be kind."
I put a hand on Talk's head, ruffle his fur, and just nod in understanding of Melanie's words and the Red's sacrifice. We can be kind.
We can be kind. Now, don't turn on the radio, whatever you do. And she just turns to everyone else. Melody, shall we?
Let's.
And she looks to the stonekin and the woodkin. I know, Pi, I know you think humans are horrible. We've given you nothing to prove otherwise.
There's something to that assumption, Pi. Some of them are, some of them aren't.
Milo's really nice. Milo's really, really nice. We gotta go find him.
We will.
I don't think you want to stay in my car.
No, I don't. I really don't. I will go with Melody, but we need to go.
Come on.
He replanted that tree.
There is room on my sled.
Go with the one that's not human. Let's
Perfect.
go.
All right. Hazards on.
So, God damn it. Fucking. You know what? What? You know what? The car made of rocks doesn't have hazards, so now. Okay. So, here is how it looks. We have a very large car with Stonekin and the Woodkin. They're riding in their Fred Flintstone mobile. They got this.
That's exactly what it
Melanie,
is. It looks like a dog sled, but with a stone wheel on the front, and I'm just like pedaling it with my feet.
Melanie has taken the top off the Jeep, so now it's lots of space. It's her, it's Talk, it's Benny. They're in the Jeep. Melody is back in her dune buggy. Everybody is right where they need to be. The road is waiting ahead of. It's darker. The sun is fast setting on the road ahead of you. You need to go. All right. So you guys get in your cars, and as you take off, the Wonderlands, everything glitches. Rhett, you are familiar with this. You have seen this happening. The way that things just kind of, it looks like they shuffle a deck of cards and the worlds lay over the top of each other. You have seen the digital way that they fade in and out in the wrong spots. Uh, but you ain't never seen it quite like this. It's it's like the mountains are a TV show trying to cut on top of another TV show. There's a city in the distance. It's enormous. It's gleaming neon. It's tall. It looks almost like something from the real world, but just a little too cool to be real. But also, it's the most familiar fucking thing you guys have seen. That's a city, like a real modern human city. You know what that is. You are so excited to drive towards it, except it keeps disappearing. It keeps being overlaid with these dark, ominous mountains. They are jagged, they curve and they edge, they crash. And for a moment, you see a tunnel. It is long, it is dark. It makes the Wonderland tunnel look well lit and friendly. This thing is terrifying. And for another moment, you see Milo's toll booth. Milo's toll booth appears on the road in front of you guys. Uh, Everything has settled. You think it's glitched one final time. The mountains are curved in. You have no sight of the city. You have no sight of the Neverlands behind you. It is dark. There's just the faintest, ever so often, there is a yellow sodium light that flickers overhead. As you guys are going, you're doing highway speeds, you're doing 65, you are coming up on the toll booth fast, you are coming up on the toll booth hard, and you can see that one of the metal shutters has been lifted, the one directly in front of where Milo sits. You can see Milo, and he is sitting awkwardly in his seat. He's sitting very stiff. He's not. He hasn't lifted his hand to wave. I mean, he's alive. It's not like, ooh, Milo's dead. You can see him moving. In fact, he's really moving. Like he is struggling against something. And he turns to look at you all, and you can see as you get just close enough that he is screaming no, and he is screaming don't, and he is screaming go back, and the toll booth explodes. So, this is where we're going to leave you guys tonight. The toll booth has exploded. You are stuck on the phantom toll roads. The only person who can navigate them is dead. And no, this isn't. Milo has died. So, next week, we are gonna start with a roll, because y'all are gonna have to see if you avoid the debris, or if you fuck up and do not and roll a one, which will mean that you will remember that you are just driving a little toy car. So, but until then, why don't we say goodbye to everybody? Tell everyone who you've been, where we can find you. I told y'all to schedule extra time tonight. I did warn you. I love y'all. I love you. Tell everyone who you are, where we can find you for the upcoming week, and then we will go do our raid for the evening. Let's go ahead and start with Leland.
That was great. Thanks so much, everybody. Obviously, I had an awesome time as usual. I am Leland. I use the handle Leopold Adjust pretty much everywhere. I've managed to snag it up, so hit me up wherever. I post a lot of memes and TTRPG news and mostly just kind of goofy stuff sometimes. But unless on Twitter, in which case I'll focus on slightly more serious issues in the TTRPG community as well. I'm not really in any other streams right now. Um, I mean, yeah, I'm not really doing anything else right now at public facing, other than like pro GMing, which you can find me at Leopold Adjust on Start Playing too if you're on that place. But other than that, yeah, I'm excited for next week because these these plot twists are always fun to come back to, like, some clarity.
All right, thank you. Let's go ahead and jump to Rosie.
Hi, I'm Rosie, SweetRosieBee, just about everywhere on the internet. I'm a charity TTRPG and crafting streamer. Um, I was Melody Hersbook today, and I am absolutely enamored with our new party member, Topaz, because he's made of rock, and that's all she knows. I cannot wait to see what happens next week. This has been such a fun story to unfold, and I think the addition of magic today was awesome. So, aside from that, I am going to be in a Humblewood campaign starting next month called Hymns of Humblewood, where I'll be a Minnesotan crow lady. Um, and I will be in a Curse of Strahd campaign also starting in February. But other than that, I'm here.
Awesome possum. Thank you so much. Julie, how about you?
Hello, everybody. I have been Benny tonight, and I am Julie or Julie CL, JuliCiel, sometimes with an underscore or a capital I as the L, on most social media. Doing actual plays whenever I can. It's been pretty busy lately, but if you want to listen to some of my writing, I am the co-creator and co-writer of the Realm Tree audio series, a 30-episode audio series about how fairies get their wings. Totally free, great for a commute listen. You can watch it on YouTube or listen to it as a podcast. Uh, yeah, much love to all these incredible people. Thank you for tuning in.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Knox?
Hi. um sorry, processing things. It's fun. Um Hi everyone, I am Nox. I have been Pi Nakoni today. You can find me at most social media, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, at Noxternal_7. Um, yeah, sorry. I'm just like, that's the ending. Oh god. Okay. Pi is an anxious little tree and I absolutely love her. If you want to see me in more stuff, guess what? I'm going to be here on Saturday because I'm going to be in a one shot for our zine launch for a show called Final Throws, which is at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Saturday. I'm super excited. I'm also really hyped for the zine to launch this week. Always keep plugging. Um, and my casting call for the thing I'm GMing here on Girls Run These Worlds next month ends tonight, so you might want to get on that really quick. It's called School of the Stars. It's a horror mystery, might be a little murdery if the cast is okay with it. And you can find that on the Girls Run These Worlds Twitter and mine.
Nice. Thank you. And cheers. Why don't you go ahead and take us out?
Well, why don't I? Hi, I'm Shears. I play Melanie Kurt, and you can find me on Twitch as Bloodthread Shears, and there will be a link tree in uh the chat because I'm a lot of names, a lot of places because a lot of social media platforms refuse to let me have Bloodthread Shears. It's rude. But I'm also a professional photographer and I run different drum photography. So if you're in the area of New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and some areas of Pennsylvania, I happily drive out and take wonderful photos. You can check my website, www.differentdrumphotography.com, and you can see my portfolio. I am planning on doing photo walks around Long Island to build up my portfolio again. If you are looking for awesome photos for headshots, boudoir, casual boudoir, small events, hit me up. I'm good at what I do. Hire me. Um, and also, I want to plug my Ko-Fi because I'm trying to raise $2,500 for an upgraded computer setup. Because 8 gigs of memory on a 3-year-old laptop is that had to have a replaced battery or replaced motherboard, the Wi-Fi receiver to be repaired. It's a lot. I've been told to just upgrade my computer and plug my Ko-Fi. So go do that. I'm also working on the final version of the Sophie dress project. I'm working on the yellow dress, and the bodice is about 80% assembled. I'm just doing a lot of hand stitching, and also I'm gonna have to do sleeves. Pray for me. But anyways, bye.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. It's been great to have you all here. I know tonight was heavy. There was a reason I had our mods dropping content warnings throughout the night. I killed a child shaped thing. I killed an old man. I killed our best friend in front of his dog. I've been a bully. And if you would like to see me be a bigger bully more and more often, you will have the chance because my dance card is full. You can find me here every Monday from now until February 13th when we wrap up. You can find me on Tuesdays. Shh, don't worry, I'll let you know when. On Wednesdays, starting February 1st on Valdorant's Twitter channel, I will be joining Morphs in the Bayou, the Animorphs actual play. On Thursdays, I have off, and on Fridays, I will be joining the Aliens actual play as a cast member here on Girls Run These Worlds. It's launching January 27th. And if you get bored of all that and you're like, oh my gosh, I still need more Arnica, pick up our zine. It launches on the 15th, and I do have a piece in there as well. Shortly, you will be sick of me by then. In fact, so sick of me, why don't we go hang out at So Maddie Games, raid them, and let y'all clear your palate so you're ready for more of me later. Me, y'all have a good night.
Bye,
Let's head
y'all.
over and do that